What's up, witches? I'm Taylor.
And I'm Amber.
And this is
Waking Up the Witch. We're your neighborhood witches. Each week, we talk about all things witchy and connect with other humans in a storytelling format about navigating life on this floating rock.
We're two curious ladies trying to understand the human experience. But while we do that, we think it's important to honor the people that lived here before us and honor the cultures and traditions that we're being inspired by.
This podcast is about waking up the witch, which means we are learning and growing every day. That being said, we are always open to feedback on how we can do better.
The views and opinions of our guests don't necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Waking Up the Witch. Now, let's go, ghouls. Hey, Amber.
Hi, Taylor.
What's today?
It's our anniversary. Our podcast anniversary. We've made it 1 year. Let's do many more. I like this podcast and
give
doing
us
it
some
with
money
you.
so we can keep going.
Holy shit.
Woo!
It's been a year.
This is a big deal.
Yeah, it's like, it's our little baby, and it's like its birthday party. A little splash of wine to celebrate. Back in the day when we felt we used to have to get real drunk to
Some
do
liquid
this
courage.
because we were always so nervous. You know, it was kind of amazing. Was it last week or the week before? Taylor and I re-listened to our first episode ever, which we both were so nervous to do.
Thought it would be really cringy.
We just there's just so much that has changed on personal levels, on confidence, on recording, like just so many different things. And I personally was very impressed with our little baby selves.
Yeah.
We thought about like retelling our stories and doing that, but after listening to that, we just kind of felt like our story's been told and we did a really good job of it for never doing anything like this before. So, but now so much has changed and we don't have to, well, I mean, one of us getting pregnant kind of helped with the like not needing to down a bottle or two of wine. But like we don't need it to feel confident or to feel I don't know, it probably distracted us, honestly. There's a lot of episodes I'm kind of afraid to re-listen to, but
lots of hot mess. But we also haven't had a lot of just, I don't know, drunk us episodes or just us episodes. We've really focused in on the guests a lot. And I think that
this
at the
season was for
beginning,
sure.
we were trying to space them out because we didn't know how many people we'd be able to talk to. But now we just have like an endless amount of guests and opportunities and people that want to talk to us.
Yeah.
And the stories feel, everybody feels less nervous and everything flows better. And it's just been great.
Yeah, it's interesting. So when we first started, we kind of had this idea of like, we'll talk to guests, you know, pro witches in the world who could kind of tell us more about their craft and, you know, kind of deep dive like what these different crafts are. And then fill in with some witchy topics for ourselves, which we did do a lot of that. But really, like, what ended up happening was talking to these people for the most part. Like, yeah, we get to kind of hear about what they do, but it really became this soul-led journey and how we all became who we are. Not the what we do, but the who we are and how we got there, and the life that has happened around us to influence us to follow our soul paths and be led there. And it's just so cool because we talk about it a lot and like looking back, and really we set it up that way and we just didn't realize it because we started off by telling our stories and where our souls led us to be where we are today. So
we'll always be so grateful to Celeste for just diving deep into like who she was and what her story was, because that was really an epiphany of like, oh, that's the shit we want. I think we get so much more content out of hearing people's stories, and then just like it's so much more meaningful, and we really get to know a lot of amazing people in our community and around the things that we like to do. You know what's weird? A lot of our stranger guests and like people that we don't really know, there's always a connection to Phoenix, Arizona area.
Interesting.
Isn't that where you're from?
I'm not from there, but I lived in Tempe for a long time.
You lived around Phoenix, right?
That's where Rachel's from, our amazing, amazing blessing of an editor.
Rachel.
Rachel.
There's so many people from like Arizona and Denver and like here. It's just like when she said that today, our last guest, I was like, wow, everybody.
There is so much connection out there. That is really interesting.
Isn't that where you were living with all your friends?
That was the first place I moved away from home to.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And I spent almost 7 years out
there. And like Joey and everybody?
Nope.
No,
Joey.
Did you meet out there?
No, our connection is through Albuquerque. That's where we first
New
met.
Mexico. That's right.
But we weren't friends at that time, and then we both were living around Denver, and that's when we met again, like probably almost a decade later.
I got Albuquerque and Phoenix mixed up.
I mean, same, Four Corners, Southwest. Yeah, but there is a lot of connection out there.
So you mentioned this earlier today. So when we first started our podcast, I just like looked up what kind of microphone to get. And we both bought this little Bluetooth microphone. And then we slowly figured out like we couldn't use both of them because they would pick up the sound of the other one. So
we would
like try to sit across the room from each other. And that wasn't really working. And then it was like trying to figure out how to edit the other person's sound out. And then
if you've listened to the Mama Moon episode, which is by far the worst quality episode ever,
it even has a disclaimer at the beginning. This is gonna be
so bad. Terrible. And that one we had to record twice because I don't even remember what happened, but something had happened where the first day
stop trying
didn't record, and then we tried to do it again in a different way, and it just was such a mess.
It was a mess. So we used shared Bluetooth headphones. We would like each have one in our ear.
The Apple AirPods. Sitting next to each other, trying to like hold space around the microphone.
Into one microphone. And then
trying not to be too loud, but loud enough. Like literally, like if you could see us, like just like pulling ourselves closer into the mic while the other person's like sitting.
And then you're cackling and you have to like
oh my god, and the editing of that was just so
we didn't terrible. Have Rachel yet.
Yeah, I was like learning how to edit for us. I had never done anything of the sort. And so like when we would laugh, especially me, my laugh is so big. And like just trying to quiet that down. And then it just sounded so weird, like so much learning, huge learning curves for us. And just we made it work.
We did. And I think Amber got fed up first. It was like, okay, I'm buying microphones. We can't do this anymore.
Oh, yeah. Because it was probably the Mama Moon episode. I think I was editing that. And I was like, I'm fucking over this. I don't want this to happen anymore. We're getting new equipment. But the funny thing is, what you were getting to, I interrupted with all the things, but we were talking about the headphones. And so we would use the Bluetooth headphones. And there was one day came to where we record now, which is my studio, my Reiki, my shop. And I left home because my sister had just gotten into town that morning, and I just like left without thinking about it. And get here, we had a guest. I don't even remember who it was, realizing I didn't have the headphones. And so I had to drive back home. Luckily, it's like 5 minutes away, but I'm like, oh, sorry, wait, hold on. And had to go home to get the headphones to come back. It's just like all of the messiness of the beginning of this journey.
Which would have made it really easy to quit, but we really were enjoying it and just wanted to keep doing it. And our motto at the beginning was just, this is for us.
Yeah.
But we put in the work, and it has been much more enjoyable since we got this new equipment, and we got Rachel.
And Rachel,
to save our fucking
my
lives.
God.
This wouldn't be possible without Rachel. We wouldn't be able to do it. We're so grateful.
She's doing this for free. Like, We are putting money out for the housing service where we upload things so that they can get to you. We're paying for our, what is this called? Wherever we're recording. And, you know, of course the equipment, but like we have an incredible friend who just like joined the crew to help us because she went to school for this shit.
She is just as much a part of this podcast as we are.
She is the third witch in Waking Up the Witch.
And as soon as our Patreon, we'll talk to you about that in a little bit, gets going, whatever we make, she makes. So
yeah,
3 ways. We're just so grateful.
Yeah, it's been such a journey, a really exciting one. Like, and you were starting to say before you sneezed, our motto was, this is for us in the beginning. Like, no matter what, no matter if this reaches no one, or no matter if it reaches the whole world, we want to stay true to ourselves and stay true to like a mission, and to make sure like this is kind of like a little journal for us to watch our growth and help us learn and grow and connect with people. And so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who, you know, how big we get or don't, that we're doing it for ourselves. And that has changed too, because there are even a handful of people, if it's like reaching anyone or touching them in any sort of way, if you are feeling inspired, like it's also for you, the listener, whoever you are, wherever you are. You know, it's incredible that we get to create this and have these conversations. Like, it's a huge blessing, and we do it for you now too.
Yeah, I do want to add that and celebrate the fact that we are at, let me look, 5,048 listens all time. So
that's amazing.
That's amazing. And that should be celebrated. That's totally crazy. 843 in the last month. So that's up 100%.
That's amazing.
So,
and there's little dots of listeners literally all over the globe, which is always so amazing to me.
So we love you. We appreciate you. This was for us, but now it's a love letter to you. And we're so excited. I want to ask you, what were some of your favorite episodes or interviews in the last year?
There are so many. Like, I can't just pick one. I think Celeste's is still very important to me. Same. Because it really, I mean, she's incredible. The conversation was incredible. So good. But she really set the tone for, like, helped us realize what we were doing and why we were doing it, and created this path for us that we didn't know we wanted. So she's our very first guest, episode number 2. I feel like I want to say Monica's episode.
Everybody loves Monica's episode. That's one of the highest listened.
She's just such an important person to me, and has been. Like, we've known each other since we were like 12 or 13 years old. And she's just such a gentle soul in the world. I love her so much. But like, her story was just so beautiful and vulnerable, and like a really good play setter for where she was in her life. Like, and that was at least, gosh, that was December maybe when we talked to her. So that's almost been a year.
December, yeah.
Since we talked to her. And just like, her story has touched a lot of people. She is one of our highest listened to episodes.
To be that high up, it means people are sharing the episode with each other.
Like, her story has touched people and means something to people. And I just am so grateful for her vulnerability and her friendship and all of that. And then, I mean, Gigi Savage, because that was Goals. Just like, I mean, of course, again, the episode is amazing and filled with like so much good juice. But she is like, I'm a huge fangirl of Gigi, and to even be able to share space and her want to share her story and hang out with us for a little while. And she was so chill too, because we had complications and things that were just not working out with our recording service that day.
And
she was just so cool.
So freshly pregnant that I thought I was going to barf all over everything. But I was like, this is a big deal. This is like one of our dream guests. I got to get my shit together.
Yeah, that was a rough one for you.
I'm going to die.
Well, and that day too, you thought it was like an hour later. You showed up 3 minutes before the interview
was
too.
Was it that one?
Yeah. And I was like,
was
okay, you're here. This is Gigi. Hi. Okay, how are you doing? Okay, let's go. And then like, yeah, I think what happened with our service that day happened so that we could just kind of
chill,
settle. It happens for a reason always.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I love every single episode, every single conversation, because they're all so important. They're all so unique. The people who we get to talk to are just incredible.
Yeah, and if we're not interviewing like somebody that we look up to, we're interviewing a close friend
Someone
that we get to know even more like deeply.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, obviously Holly.
Oh yeah, and you first episode, you called her out and said, "I'm gonna find you. We're gonna interview you."
Obviously, so excited to interview Holly, and I still always think about her being a child trying to open like a portal to hell, like recess. She was just as cool as I thought she would be, and I think she's an amazing person, and I love that we like can be friends now.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
I loved talking to Jess Funk about deconstructing her religion and her past, and I know she's grown even more since then, but it was our first. We've talked a lot about religion and deconstructing religion on this podcast, but that was one of our first guests that we like really dove into deep with, and I think that our podcast is really healing for other people,
the
as
person
well,
sharing their story. Totally.
Because how often do you get to like sit down and share your human experience in chronological order? Like, no, you don't do that. Like, even when you first meet someone, you're like talking back and forth and trying to get to know each other, but you never like sit down, start from the beginning. And it can be really therapeutic. And a lot of people have messaged us after and like thanked us for giving them that space.
Totally.
And I really love that. Who else? They're just all amazing. I loved talking to Jackson. He's so fucking smart.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And we learned a lot that day. We got to interview the creator of the moon deck. That's fucking crazy.
No, I still can't believe that one.
She was so lovely and wonderful too. We definitely need to contact some of her resources and like get in touch with them.
Yeah, she was so helpful too, like even afterwards, and just being a part of her moon circles when we did that. That was beautiful.
And then that was all season 1. Like that was all like us learning and kind of still figuring it out. And then I got pregnant and we had to take a little break.
We decided we had to do seasons. We weren't planning on seasons.
So run down. And I had a thought, but you know, when you're pregnant, they just go away sometimes.
Well, you were saying that was all just season 1, and then you know you got pregnant, and
you know how that usually jogs someone's memory.
Oh, not for pregnant.
My clients try to help me, and they're like, "You were saying this." I'm like, "I don't fucking know." But everyone we've interviewed in season 2 has been like spot fucking on every single time. Like the stories. Like, I don't know if it's because we have like a set way that we're doing it. And so they've listened to a couple episodes and they know they need to start with their story. Because before, sometimes it could feel like awkward in some spots, or we're all just
figuring it out.
Yeah, we're all just figuring it out. But like the storytelling of season 2 has been like so incredible. What have you learned about yourself through this journey?
You know, it's kind of interesting because like I could really look back on the whole year and see such incredible growth, not even just obviously with the podcast, but like my whole life.
When we started, you didn't have your shop, I didn't have my shop.
Yeah.
Anything that we wanted to achieve, we spoke into the microphone and then we made it happen. And we have over and over again manifested every dream that we've had and just like watched it, and it's all here. It's all documented
there to look back on, to see where we are. It's like I feel like I don't even think I had found my shop yet when we first started to like birth this podcast.
The first time it was like so hot in that room, and you're upstairs and the sun was like shining on us. We're like sweating, probably drunk.
You know what we didn't do is listen to the trailer. That one would have been like, we should listen to that.
I don't think it's that bad.
But that, like, we were so nervous. We definitely were drunk, and it was so awkward, like trying to get set up in that room and figure out, like, we're just like on the couch, like sharing the microphone. So funny. The true growth of my life through this podcast. And I don't know if it's because we do have it documented now and we are putting it out into the world, like what we're working on and working towards. But like, I feel like I don't want to ever second guess myself on things or like feel like, who am I? I can't do that. Like those thoughts rarely creep in anymore because like, I mean, who was I to think that I could be a podcast host? I was like, I got this like gung ho, let's make some businesses and do some shit kind of buddy here who's like, let's do it. And she makes me believe that we can do it. So, okay, sure, I'll try, like whatever. And I think it's given me a sense of like healthy confidence to be like, well, I can always try. And if it doesn't work out or if there's resistance, that's the other thing. Is everything with this, there's never been resistance. Not even to today. There's never been resistance in what we have done or tried to do, and like finding guests or anything. Like everything is felt, it's had a perfectly natural flow. And so I think that's also a lesson of like, if you're meant to do it or if it's on your path, like, and you are taking those steps towards the goal, then you're on the right path, So I feel like so much has changed and I've learned so much about growth and just like trust in the universe. And like anytime anything's ever felt stressful, like just getting through it, like we get to do it together. We have each other through everything that we're doing here, that it's just, we're going to be okay and we can conquer anything. We can make anything happen. We've literally made so much magic for ourselves happen through this podcast just by being together and sharing.
Yep.
It's incredible. What about you?
I have always had a fear that I'm going to sound stupid.
Yes, same.
And I think that was my biggest fear starting, or like, listen, I've not always been like the nicest person to people. Guess what? When you have trauma, sometimes you act on your trauma. So maybe I was a bitch to some people or like a bully or whatever. And then you put yourself in a public space and you're like, is all that going to come back to bite me in the ass?
Yeah.
And so I've always had like a fear of that, but it's like, fuck it. I'm growing. I'm coming on here and I'm being honest about where I'm at and where my growth has been. And also ask 10 people, they might say that. Ask 1,000 other people, and they're all going to have a different opinion of me that could be positive. So it's like giving myself the grace to be where I'm at now and trying to be the best person that I can be now, and knowing that whatever opinions I have or thoughts I'm always open to changing and growing. What I've learned, I think, is like more self-acceptance. And being okay with whoever I am. And I know that my answer to what I've learned in the last however many months or years is going to be much different in a month.
Totally.
or two from now when I have a little human.
Totally.
I have this like such a strong feeling that this is gonna like rock my world in such a way that's gonna blast me wide open into so much more potential as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm open for it and I'm ready for it. And I hope that, I mean, this isn't about, yeah, this is about myself.
This is literally your podcast anniversary. This is about you.
It doesn't really have to do with the podcast, but I think that it will. Like, I hope that motherhood and just the process of labor and birth gives me, like, it's gonna be hard, even if I'm manifesting the most beautiful, pain-free birth that I can, it's still not gonna be easy. And I hope that knowing that I can do that will give me strength to do all hard things in the future. I also, what I would think I'm learning recently is I've tried really hard in the past like year to go live more in my feminine energy. And I'm allowing myself that because I am pregnant and it's literally like that is the feminine energy.
Totally.
But I really want to find that balance again once the baby comes out of, I do want a little bit of hustle and hard work and determination. And I want to treat this more as a job instead of like a fun side hobby once I come back. Like I want to make it a priority. If I have to stay up all night to edit a video or whatever, I'm going to do it. If I have to be tired and record 4 in a row, I'm going to do it. So I'm putting all that out there for myself after I get through this like last stint of motherhood.
Well, I feel like you have like a natural innate energy about you that is like healthy hustle and making shit happen. And I
love that shit.
I believe in that, and that drives me too. Like I can't be, it's like, yeah, like we just make a good pair at this, honestly. It's like you're the vehicle and I'm the gas, and sometimes vice versa. You know,
Absolutely.
like we need both to make it happen, and sometimes one of us is able to do the long drive while the other person's just like filling up, and vice versa. And I think like we just have always had a really good flow with that, and our energy even before pregnancy, like there was so much of that, like we were always holding each other and being able to support each other in our moods and our energy levels. Like, so I just think that will really continue, and you know, continue to have grace for ourselves too when neither of us are able to pull that, but to know that like we can and we will, and this is,
and it is a priority.
Passion. It is. Yeah.
I think that leads kind of into my next question of like, what are our future plans for this podcast and like growth, and how do we see it moving forward?
I mean, I think what we're doing is working. So like
I want to get that more content out there, more visibility. We've got I don't know if you guys know this, but we have video now, and so
we just figured this out 2 weeks ago. It's so amazing. It's good for us to learn those things though, because I think it really helps us to appreciate like knowing how hard it was to edit and doing that, and like it would take me a full fucking day sitting on the couch with some bullshit on the TV in the background to edit, and like knowing how much work goes into that, and like having to learn a whole new skill on top of that, which then of course takes even longer. Like I have such a deep appreciation for the work that Rachel does for us here.
Like I couldn't.
Because, and I mean, she went to school, so she does have knowledge, but she also is learning too, because this is her first podcast experience as well. And so she's getting an opportunity to expand her knowledge and grow.
I hope she's enjoying it.
I hope so too. I'm so fucking grateful. But it's like, even with that, like if we are taking initiative to like try to learn the skill first, and then we can go out and hire someone once we're making that money, then, you know, we just have such a greater appreciation for the full cycle that is this podcast. Like it takes so much work. I had no idea how much work went into podcasting.
we did finally set up our Patreon.
Yay.
And I kind of want to go over like what you're going to get out of that.
Yeah, we have several different options for you guys and just really excited for the things that we get to create through Patreon for you too.
We have multiple different tiers.
Wait, where can they find our Patreon?
At patreon.com.
What?
Yeah.
Is it like /wakingupthewitch or something?
Find us at patreon.com/wakingupthewitch for more exclusive content. We have multiple different tiers, and I'm kind of just going to go over what you get in that tier. And we're open to suggestions. If you think that
what do you want?
We need to add more things, or you would like a tier that's more like financially attain, I don't know. We'll think about it. Just tell us what you're looking for. So the first tier is, we gave them all little cute names, is the Curious Witch. And this is just access to exclusive posts and updates. So we'll try to put like card pulls, maybe some cut content that we didn't put up before. If we talk too long on like an intro and you do like getting to know us more, that stuff will go on there. And then really exciting, access to exclusive monthly playlists that I will make. So I've got a couple on there right now. One of them is our fall playlist that I love.
Yes, I love it too. I've been listening to it again this year.
So good.
It's so good.
But I'm also gonna make different playlists that go with whatever whatever astrological season sign we're in.
And if you don't already know, Taylar is so fucking good at curating these playlists. Like, I always go to her when I need some tunes and I have a certain mood that I need, and she will either whip it up or she already has something on cue for it. She's so fucking good at
love
this.
it so much. So we'll go to the next tier, and it's the Discovery Witch. And every next tier you get everything in the previous one that I said, plus whatever I'm about to tell you. So you'll get everything from the Curious Witch, and then access to bonus episodes and segments. So we are going to do some like meditations, some guided meditations. We'll do some more card pulls. We'll do some shit talking probably.
If you love trash TV, that's where we'll try to house a lot of those conversations.
We're gonna put up some reality TV talk. We're gonna talk about Housewives. We're gonna talk about The Bachelor, Love is Blind, all of that. Like, that content will go there. And then you'll have access to our Facebook group, which is full of other witches in our coven, and you can
like a little community and make some friends and learn some tips from them.
Yeah, we can share questions, advice, different witchy rituals. If you're local, just some witchy stuff in the community that's going on. All of that you'll find in the Discovery Witch tier. So then your next tier is the Journeying Witch. You'll get all the benefits of the Discovering Witch, plus a personalized shout out on the episode. So we'll shout you out. We'll thank you for being here with us. And then we're going to start doing a digital monthly newsletter. So this will be spells, rituals, content, all of that. And we can even do a card pull on the podcast for the new patrons.
For you personally.
Yep. And then our next tier is the Enlightened Witch. All the benefits of the Journeying Witch. We will send you a signed thank you card and artwork from our host. I don't know why I said that. I'm the host.
I'm the host too.
Occasional live stream rituals, meditations, drumming journeys, workshops, all of that. And then voting privileges on future episodes, content, and all of that. All of that. The next tier is the Master Witch. All the benefits of the Enlightened Witch. And then You have access to limited edition podcast merchandise. So t-shirts, mugs, everything, all the shit that we're going to make.
Coming soon.
Also open to whatever you guys want to see. We have lots of artists. Also, if you think that we would like your art, send us in.
Oh, please do that.
And we'll give you some free merch and we put it on.
And a reading.
Yeah.
We'll do some readings for you if you want to send us some art that we like.
Yeah,
then
of course.
if we decide to use it, we could do some trade. That would be awesome.
Also in the Master Witch is an annual one-on-one phone call and personalized reading with us. And you'll get invitations to special live events or meetups, virtual or in person. So you get first dibs on tickets to all of our live events. Our last tier is the High Priestess of the Coven. You get all the benefits from the Master Witch. Access to the monthly, access to private monthly group coaching and mentorship from us, which is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Personalized readings. We'll shout you out every episode at the end, and you'll get access to the coaching and mentorship, which we are super, super excited about.
There's so many possibilities with that. I'm so excited. Do we have anything else on our magic
I think we were gonna
list?
pull some cards.
Yes. So I usually pull from an oracle deck on here. And since it's our first year anniversary, I thought that it would be fun to pull from my tarot deck, which I've never done, I don't think, on our podcast before. So I usually use this with my clients, but also at witchy night. This is like the deck I'm always going to, and it always tells the truth. It always speaks so clearly to me. So I thought it would be fun to pull from that today. Okay, so we have 6 of water reversed, 5 of air, ace of earth, and we have 2 of air. So water cards represent our intuition, our relationships, and it represents our emotions. Air has a lot to do with like our thoughts and intellectualities, things like that. And earth is our material world. So our home, our finances, things like that. To me, the energy that's happening here, like we have pleasure, we have fear, we have inner peace. And so like I'm kind of thinking that there are new opportunities with you, like Ace of Earth here. It's new opportunities, abundance, possibilities. Things are available to you right now. Like if you have something swirling around in your mind, a project you want to start, like I feel like this whole reading honestly is kind of like a reflection of the journey that Taylar and I took this last year of like, we did something scary that we knew nothing about. And, it's really rewarded us on so many levels already. And so sometimes we just have to like take the leap. And like, I think that's where 5 of air is coming in, like this fear, this loop in your mind of like, well, what if this, what if I'm going to be judged? What if people aren't going to like me? What if, like you have to like either acknowledge it and choose to release it, or just be like, yeah, fuck that fear. I don't even need that. And just let it go, move through fear and take action, because like we want a pleasure filled life. We want to follow our dreams. We want to see the other side of these possibilities of our desires. And so we really have to move through that. And like when we do, then we are able to just feel like gratitude and peaceful for the situation and for our courage to go through that. So allow yourself to follow those curiosities and know that joy is on the other side. And like no matter what it is, if you're moving through, like you're going to be proud of yourself, you're going to feel really good about what you did. And like life is about pleasure. You haven't heard the episode yet because it's going to come out next week, but we just talked to an incredible woman and it was all pleasure centered. And like, she even discussed like finding ways to create pleasure in everything that you do, including your house chores, like scrubbing the fucking toilet. Like, how can you make that pleasurable? So knowing, like, no matter what you choose to do, if it's calling you, that's going to create pleasure in your life, which creates abundance. Like, when we are at that higher vibration, then good things happen to us. The fruits of our labor are presented. We just have to get out of our own ways, get out of our mind, move past fear, and know that it's going to bring you inner peace. Bam.
Yeah. Okay, my turn. I'm not going to go over every single card I pulled because I pulled 11. To me, there is some kind of disconnection, disharmony emotionally going on, some kind of imbalance. It could be within yourself or with a partner that you have. There is this swirling fear, and anxiety, and it's a lot of it is just in your head. And I'm feeling like it is with another person. It could, I'm not going to put that boundary just because this is for a lot of people. So, but there is a lack of independence, whether that be with a partner or possibly like a job that's keeping you stuck. Something in the material world that's making you feel like you don't have the stability that you need. And it's creating a lot of conflict in your life and possible like disruption with the people that you love. You're being called to move forward. Whether that be leaving behind this person, place, or thing, you're being called to take action and move on, move away, move towards your own self-confidence and your own belief systems. You might even feel trapped within some kind of belief system. There is disorganization, and I feel like maybe even you're lying to yourself about, because these are all wands, so it's like your action. So I feel like you're not being honest with yourself or someone else in your life, and that's what's creating this imbalance that you're going through. But once you remove yourself from this situation, you'll have the clarity, and it will probably feel like a major loss as you're going through this, and you might feel isolated in this moment, but just know that whoever's making you feel this way or whatever that situation is not meant for you and is emotionally keeping you very, very stunted. When I say like moving or traveling, I feel like it's not permanent, and it's something that you're gonna like come home to in your own space. Like once you've worked this stuff out, you're gonna feel that like safety within yourself and with the people that you love that maybe you're pushing away in this moment. So I invite you to take action, follow your heart, even if it's tough and it feels wrong. I think you know what the real answer is. And all this is just going to bring forward more love, more light, more financial abundance, like literally all the abundance that you can think of. It's all going to come forward with you trusting yourself.
I have something coming through as you say that I really feel like something's telling me share this. With all of that being said, like it kind of feels like there is something that's keeping you in the situation that has nothing to do with you. Like you are feeling responsible for others, and that's what's been keeping you in this space. But at the end of the day, like you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your immediate family or whatever like your personal umbrella is. And stop doing it for others, like whatever it is, because you're not feeling fulfilled, you're not feeling satisfied, and It's your fucking life. It's your life. You don't have to live it for anybody else.
Nope.
Okay? You don't have to live your life for anyone else. Stop the people pleasing. Stop stressing out about everybody else and what they think of you or how you're supporting them. Because if you are being unfulfilled and unsupported, then it's not working. And it will crumble whether you decide to leave or not.
Yes. Take the risk.
Well, and right now, like when this drops while we're recording, we're in Libra season.
Nothing great happens without struggle.
Ooh, yes. We're in Libra season right now when this drops and when we're recording. And Libra is about balance. And so something that's been coming up a lot for me and with clients and people that I've been working with is, what can we take off the scales to bring back into balance? Because there's no more room to put things on the scales right now. So we have to take things off that just like, and maybe it's temporary. Maybe it's not even indefinite. Like it's not releasing and getting rid of something. Maybe it's just setting something aside for right now to make space for something else that is needed right now or that you desire right now. We have to make, unfortunately, we can't have space for everything, and we can't have shit that's just like taking up space either. We have to clear out some space. And like I said, don't stress out so much about it being like this permanent release. You can have a time to think about it. It's like we're going into the colder months. So now we have to put away our summer clothes and our bathing suits and things that like we may not need, so much of. We can put it into a storage bin. We can put it in the garage or the attic and set it aside to like look at again in 6 months when we're ready for it and see if it still fits us and resonates with us. So, figure out your skills, bring in some balance, and take care of you, because if you're not taking care of you, you can't take care of anybody else.
Yeah. What she said.
Barium. I feel like that was pretty good, but I also really love this medicine deck, and I think that we should just kind of seal it with a little medicine.
I like that deck too.
I was like, that felt like a good exclamation point, but let's not be so yelling at you and give you some medicine, a spoonful of sugar.
Sorry, my deck is always yelling.
Well, and I just yelled so hard.
Well, she makes you do that.
It's true.
Also, you need to listen to what we have to say, because we are your aunties.
We are your aunties.
I'm about to be your fucking mom.
And
somebody's
just
mom.
Putting this out into the universe and the record of our timekeeping and our live journal here. This will be my last glass of wine on air for the next 10 months. We're just going to say that.
Because she's pregnant.
That's what the pendulum says. I haven't taken a test, so no one get too excited, okay?
Friends. But by the time this comes out, well, we can't tell you because we're supposed to wait 8 weeks or whatever.
I mean, fuck that. I don't play by those rules. But I also
Can I pull a card?
Yes, please. I just am putting that out there because, as we said, this is a manifestation tool. So as part of manifesting, this is my last glass of wine on air for the next 9 or 10 months.
Drunk next time.
Yeah. Hopefully. Let's put that out there, guys. Manifest it for me.
Actually, no, I don't want her to come yet. I want the pendulum says that my baby will be here October 27th.
It's a great day. That's Cheyenne's birthday. And it's the day before your birthday.
It is.
That's perfect, Scorpio.
I agree. We got medicine rights and peaceful warrior. I like the way it's written in here, though. So.
Yeah. Let's definitely read the book. And it gives you a little medicine.
And you can listen to me heavy breathe some more. All right. Accomplishment.
Wait, is that what you're saying or what that's saying?
This says accomplishment.
Oh.
Your healer guides and medicine helpers have created a sacred ceremony for you to affirm that you are on the very next level of evolution, and they are thrilled with your accomplishments. I think that resonates for both of us.
Totally. Thank you.
A cycle has ended and there is a space for the birthing of the new. You are being applauded for your commitment to your healing path. Today, they place a circle of plant medicine and flower to adorn your crown and place their hands upon your heart so you may feel pride. Take a moment to reflect on the physical, emotional, and spiritual work that you have been moving through. Note the dark moments that have stood in, the fire that you've walked through, and the oaths that have now dissolved. You hold a truly contagious heart. This card affirms that you've walked with respect and dedication, and you are to be congratulated. You have understood the sacred responsibility of your path. Celebrate, dearest soul, for you have moved through pain, hardship, and now ease into the beginning of flow. You've done the work, and now you can rest and receive. So there's a ceremony you can do. A medicine person stands before you and looks into your eyes. They send a spark of rainbow light into your third eye, and you're left with one color that weaves around the entire body. What color do you see?
At first it was purple, but then it's green.
Mine was blue. This beam of light is an energetic medicine rite that honors and uplifts you. Place your hands upon your heart and envision the color offered to you, surrounding your whole body and energetic field.
My eyes were closed. I did not see that coming. Leave that one in.
It's all the energetic.
It is. You're just releasing energy.
Begin to move your body in joy, celebration, and flow. Laugh, dance, throw your hands up in the air.
Like you just don't care.
For as you celebrate how far you've come, you align with more beauty that is meant to touch life. Healing affirmation. My soul has grown in leaps and bounds. I celebrate my brilliance and place in the world.
I feel like that card's for us, and I hope that it's for other people out there too, but it's definitely for us.
I agree.
Okay, our next card is Peaceful Warrior, which represents potency.
That was the bird and the
In times of upheaval and chaos, we often need fighters and defenders. But we need those who carry a steady and open-hearted presence even more urgently. This is what's being asked of you at this time. When you think of the archetype of the warrior, what comes to your mind? Can you align this with the vision for peace and unity? You are handed a spiritual weapon to wield with compassion and discretion, for you can hold fierce power and harmony simultaneously. You are asked to take a stand as an ally for those in need in some way. This may be voicing your truth, marching, donating, or tending to others. Please know that the potency of your love is what is needed, for it ripples out far and wide. It's time to rise into this vision of yourself, knowing that you make a difference. While there are many who armor up for battle and fighting, this will not be the best use of your energy right now. The world needs your gentle spirit, remembering that softness is strength too. Sink into your role as a peaceful warrior and know that as you walk in this way, you are so much more than enough. Sacred ceremony. A spiritual guide stands before you and asks you to hold up your spiritual weapon. And as you do, they place their hands around it, infusing it with golden light. This light moves into your heart and helps it beat with the knowledge that your way of showing up is needed at this time. The planet is going through a huge evolutionary phase, and you have an important part to play. Your spiritual weapon is ready for use and will be here when you are called to defend with nonviolence. Healing affirmation. I claim my space here as a peaceful warrior. my fierce love penetrates deeply.
For me, that feels like parenting, like a new parenting with love to create like new kinds of people that aren't assholes.
Well, yeah, you're birthing into a new generation. What is it?
Alpha.
Yeah. And that's going to be evolutionary.
I think they're all woke. They're just born. Born more connected, and nobody's going to tell them they can't be. Okay, well, this has been our anniversary episode.
Thanks for coming up with the idea and wanting to create something together and trusting me to be that person to do it with you.
I can never think of, well, that's not true. I used to think I could never think of names for like any kind of business, but Waking Up the Witch just hit me
it literally came right in.
Yeah,
in real time.
Oh yeah, that's it.
We'll call it Waking Up the Witch. I was like, that's such a good name.
It's great.
That's such a good name.
It's so good.
Well, and because like we're never like, I don't believe in such a thing as like pro as far as this goes. Like it's a life journey of learning and constantly expanding and evolving and transforming. Like we can always be better.
Most things. I don't know. Yeah. I'm a specialist in curly hair, but I don't consider myself like the know-it-all. Like there's always just so much more to know about everything.
Which is the point of life.
You gotta stay open, bitches.
Open
witches.
I'm just seeing like a neon open sign that says open witches on a hoodie right now.
Write that down. That's gonna be some swag.
I can't wait for merch. Like it's wintertime. We need at least a hoodie for ourselves. Let's make that happen.
Okay.
And Rachel needs one too.
Yep.
Because she is 1/3 of the Switch podcast.
We love you, Rachel. Thanks for making this happen.
Don't cut anything out about yourself. Take it, receive it,
Rachel's
accept it.
Cool and awesome.
Oh my God.
Funny.
You guys don't even know. You know what? Rachel, will you be our first guest on season 3?
Yeah. I was wondering when we were going to interview.
We have to introduce you. We talked about it several times, but we've never put on the calendar. So after the new year, after maternity leave.
The first episode, I'm probably just going to talk about my birth, but.
Well, yeah, but the first guest.
Yeah.
Our first guest, Rachel, let it be known.
I want to try to get something recorded as close to my birth as possible that I feel like I have the energy so I can just get my story like as close to what actually happened.
I love that so much.
Even if I'm at home and you're here.
Or even if you have baby here and we're stopping for whatever you gotta do. I might not
leave my house.
That's okay.
So. You can come over.
Yeah.
With equipment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always down to go to your house and be where you're at for your energy space.
Cool.
Like literally birthday scream day. If you just want to do it at your house, if that's cozy for you, I'm happy.
Oh, I thought we were doing that.
And yeah, I'm super happy to like meet you where you are.
Don't make me leave.
I won't make you do that.
I know it's your birthday.
I'll come to you and you can be like, okay, I need a nap. Go home. I'm done with you.
Or just keep watching and I'll wake up sometimes.
Yeah, I'll meet you where you are. We can do it. We can even just like do it old school.
Yeah.
From headphones.
Okay.
If you want. We don't have to bring all the stuff either.
Sounds good.
But I love that. That would be so nice and lovely and just kind of like a little bonus intermittent between seasons drop or something. That'd be great. Okay. Well, anyways, meeting adjourned.
Love you.
Love you. Wait, what should they do for themselves? Wait, we didn't talk about that. We gotta end with how the self-care came. Like if you listen to our trailer.
How did it come?
Have you not listened to that? So it's something in our trailer. We were like wrapping things up and we were drinking wine and we're like, pour yourself a glass of wine. And you're like, pour yourself some water. And I was like, yeah, drink some fucking water. And so drink some fucking water, like, was birthed from the trailer. We weren't planning on anything. It just kind of fell out. And it kind of inspired us to wrap things up with drink some water, followed by all the other silly self-care things that we leave you with. So drink some water.
Floss your teeth.
Pet a dog.
Don't say every thought that comes into your mind. Intrusive thought. Because I'm not going to tell you what I was going to say. Bye.
Bye.
Find us on TikTok and Instagram at Waking Up the Witch.
Please email us your witchy stories, ghost stories, corrections, and advice questions to wakingupthewitch@gmail.com.
Love you.
Love you.